Right now at noon, the Democratic Party prepares for a campaigning blitz in Wisconsin this week. Who's visiting and when? Plus, recovery efforts continue in Florida following Helene and Milton. How many thousands remain without power? This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us on a Monday afternoon. I'm Josh Breiter. We begin today with our 3 for the People coverage. Wisconsin continues to be a hotbed for campaign visits this week. Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz will be in the state today. He's expected to speak in Eau Claire and Green Bay. He'll help kick off a bus tour of the Democratic governors supporting their campaign. Also in Wisconsin later today, First Lady Jill Biden, she'll be speaking in Madison. She's set to discuss reproductive rights and the economy. Then Vice President Kamala Harris is set to visit Wisconsin on Thursday. She'll be stopping in Milwaukee, La Crosse, and Green Bay. This will be her 6th visit to the state since becoming the Democratic presidential nominee. Right now, President Biden is pledging full federal support to communities impacted by hurricanes Helene and Milton. Over the weekend, the president flew over St. Pete Beach, his 2nd trip to Florida in just over a week. There, he spoke with storm victims, promising $612 million in additional federal aid aimed at electric grid strength in hurricane-impacted areas.
We're going to do everything we can to get power back in your homes, not only helping you recover, but to help you build back stronger.
So far, more than 250,000 Floridians applied for federal assistance through FEMA in one day. That is the most ever. A major gas shortage is also hurting recovery efforts. About 1 in 3 stations across the state are out of gas. Well, turning to our weather here in Wisconsin, First Warn meteorologist Kelly Slifka has a look at your certified most accurate forecast out on the patio. And chilly start, but not too bad out there, Kelly.
Yeah, it's kind of typical for this time of October. We get these chillier days, and especially now that we're headed in the middle of October, and we possibly got some frost on the way. Can't rule out a couple of showers right now. Radar 3000 had a couple of blips show up there in Dodge County, but expecting a little bit more activity to develop as we go into the late afternoon and the evening, mainly from Madison areas to the east. Low temperatures this morning. Thankfully, the clouds were stuck around. A little bit of a wind kept us from seeing widespread frost and freeze across here, but there might have been a little bit of frost or freezing up there near Black River Falls and also Camp Douglas with temperatures dropping down to 34. All right, winds are out of the northwest, not as gusty as yesterday, but still noticeable up there around 10 miles per hour throughout the day. We do have those clouds that have now moved back in. Northwest wind at 8:49 is the current temperature. We're calling for low 50s today and tomorrow, so cooler than our average. A few showers, mainly later this afternoon and into this evening, developing to the north and east of Madison, then kind of rotating down to the south. And then we're talking about frost, just about possible any morning, but the best chance of seeing widespread frost will come in Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. 49 right now in Madison, Waunakee at 49, 50 currently in Fitchburg. We'll call for a mostly cloudy sky as temperatures climb into lower 50s. Can't rule out a spotty shower here and there. A big warm up later this week going into the weekend. We'll have all those details coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, we'll see you then. Thank you. Well, today marks 4 years since a murder at Devil's Lake State Park. Authorities have yet to identify a suspect. Despite hundreds of tips and interviews, that case remains a mystery. On this date in 2020, a hiker found the body of 24-year-old John Schmutzer. Authorities believe the killer blindsided him in a random attack. In 2021, investigators told News 3 Now more than a dozen witnesses all reported seeing the same man in the area at the time of the murder. That man is believed to still be on the loose. The Sauk County Sheriff's Office is still looking for information on this case. If you have information, you're asked to call the Crime Stoppers line. That number is 1-888-847-7285. If you've given information before and have not heard back, you are asked to call the detectives on the case. Detectives Justin Hannigan and Drew Beelan's phone numbers are right there on your screen. Right now, a Sun Prairie man is in custody after driving his car into the Yahara River. It happened Saturday night off Riverside Drive at Jennifer Street. Take a look at this video. Crews spent much of this day Sunday pulling this sedan out of the river. Madison police discovered the driver of the car was someone they helped bring home the previous night. They arrested the man for OWI and gave 2 other citations as well. Well, the Packers are keeping pace with the rest of their division after taking down the Cardinals 34-13 Sunday. Returning from a 1-game suspension, wide receiver Romeo Doubs scored 2 touchdowns in the win. Those scores were just 2 of the 4 thrown by quarterback Jordan Love. That matches a career high for Love. The Packers' defense also came to play, forcing 3 turnovers. Green Bay has now forced 17 turnovers this season. They only forced 18 total last season. The Pack play the Houston Texans next Sunday. We'll still head for us this afternoon. If you have a question or concern about your plants or garden, now's the time to send us your questions via email to tips@channel3000.com. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will join us later in the broadcast with the answers. Again, that is tips@channel3000.com. First, though, what shoemaker is releasing a new line of merchandise for our four-legged friends, and why a limited number of meal kits that contain chicken are being recalled.
At DePaco, your health and happiness are as important to us as your financial well-being. So when you're ready to take the first step, we'll help you make a plan and transform it into a lifelong commitment. Well-being is the key to a life worth loving. So when you think about yours, remember that DePaco can help you be well.
Sometimes the smallest cracks can cause the biggest chills. This fall, watch out for the draft.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Brian Stiles said he's proud of his extreme record. So why is he lying about it? Stiles said he was proud to be part of a group pushing to gut Social Security and Medicare, that he proudly supports abortion bans. And Brian Stiles said he's proud to be backed by extremists pushing a total ban nationwide. Peter Barca's backed by police, firefighters, and unions because Peter puts Wisconsin first, no matter the party, and that's something to be proud of.
I'm Peter Barca, and I approve this message.
Are you tired of the constant pain, numbness, tingling, and the poor balance caused by peripheral neuropathy? At Midwest Spine and Nerve Center, we help patients just like you with our non-invasive treatment options designed to reduce pain and improve balance and function without the need for drugs or surgery. Our personalized approach focuses on treating those symptoms and giving you back the life you deserve. Experience the benefits of a treatment plan designed to restore your quality of life. Call to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Nobody wants to think about cold weather, but now's the time to winterproof your home. Is your house cold every winter? Your home needs foam. Are your heating costs too high? Your home needs foam. Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Your home needs foam. USA Premium Foam is over 35% more efficient than ordinary, weaker insulation. Winterproof now and get 0% financing for 72 months.
USA Insulation.
Reese's Fine Foods is voluntarily recalling a limited number of meal kits that contain chicken linked to outside supplier Bruce Pack, which has recalled meat and poultry products due to possible listeria contamination. The products are sold under the brand names Bistro 28 and Don Pancho. Consumers are urged to throw the meals out or return them to the place of purchase for a full refund. Slasher film Terrifier 3 toured at the top of the weekend box office with more than $18 million. DreamWorks' The Wild Robot was number 2, raking in more than $13 million. And Joker fell to the 3rd spot with just over $7 million. And Crocs wants fans to celebrate Croctober with their four-legged friends. The shoemaker is partnering with Bark on a new line of matching footwear for dogs and their humans. The clogs will be available for a limited time on the company's website starting on Croc Day, which is October 23rd. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
At the noon hour, here's your stock report. The Dow's up 193, NASDAQ up 160, and the S&P 500 up 43. We have today's egg prices straight ahead, and Kelly is tracking the first warm forecast. Then later on Live at 4, we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs and the Mercedes-Benz GLC, a small luxury SUV.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
WIN Senate is responsible for the content of this message.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The right to vote is the foundation of democracy. For decades, we have been forced to fight voter suppression to increase voter turnout in the black community, while overcoming barriers designed to undermine voter participation. The NAACP of Wisconsin believes your vote matters, and we urge you to double-check your voter information at myvotewisconsin.gov. In-person absentee voting begins Tuesday, October 22nd. Now let's be all in to vote on November 5.
Prices are up, wages are down, inflation is crushing Wisconsin families. Yet Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Even more radical, Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. Tax hikes and higher prices for families and those living on fixed incomes. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme. Reject Sarah Kieski and her radical agenda.
Get your best night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhafels. Tempur-Pedics are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by supporting the body as no other mattress can. Tempur-Pedic Queen mattresses start at only $52 per month. Plus, get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Start sleeping better tonight. Steinhafels, your mattress destination. Shop in-store or online. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
Save big money with these hot deals in Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Splash minus 75 degrees RV and Marine antifreeze is just $3.29 a gallon. Ball Turf Food and Winterizer only $17.99. Extra laundry detergent is just $8.89. Lots and lots of pizza only $5.88. Plus, sign up in store for a chance to win a GMC Sierra. These hot deals won't last long. Sign up for Menards emails to get more big savings right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report is out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. Time for your certified most accurate forecast. First for meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the weather patio. Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, it is a chilly noon hour at that. You know, we have not yet had a frost or freeze yet here in Madison. That will likely not be, that'll be the case, it looks like, over the next couple of nights. So if you have any plants you want to protect, even tonight, even though I don't think we'll see widespread frost, you might want to protect them, at least cover the plants. Tomorrow night looks like the big deal when we'll likely get below freezing. See, on our weather track, we do have some of these clouds rolling in, that stiff north wind wrapping around this huge trough low pressure that's coming down from Canada. May produce a couple of showers. Most of this will be areas to the east. Still a bit of a wind out of the northwest. Nothing like we had yesterday when we had gusts up to 35, 40 miles per hour, but a northwest wind sustained at about 10 to 15 miles per hour throughout the afternoon, so a little bit brisk yet. Should be coming down just a tad going into the evening. And we continue to change those leaves, especially in northern Wisconsin, where they are near peak in many areas. And I would expect all of southern Wisconsin to be, over the next week and a half, to be getting close to peak as well. I do have clouds right now. Temperatures only getting into the lower 50s this afternoon. We should see some clearing later tonight, and that will allow those temperatures to drop not only in the 40s here, but into the mid-30s waking up tomorrow morning. Low 50s today and tomorrow. So a couple of cool days, getting that autumn-like air definitely in place. Can't rule out a few showers later this afternoon, mainly areas to the east and northeast of Madison. I'll show you that on our future track coming up. Frost possible just about every morning the next several nights. Best chances, though, coming in tomorrow night when we're likely to see a freeze across southern Wisconsin. Right now, they do have frost and freeze advisories off to the west. They do not include southern Wisconsin, but we do have that widespread frost and freeze likely across all of Wisconsin, even into northern Illinois. So that'll be tomorrow night come Wednesday morning. So we got this chunk of cold air coming out of Canada, kind of breaking off from the Arctic, moving across the Great Lakes. That's what's brought in the cool weather. Noticing how that slides out of the east by the middle part of the week. We'll start to moderate our temperatures a bit by Wednesday, and definitely by the weekend, looks like we could be in store for some just beautiful weather with low to mid 70s for both Saturday and Sunday. So unseasonably warm weather. Will be a bit breezy. Today, though, we have more clouds and sun. You can see some of these showers in eastern areas, mainly up there toward Juneau and Watertown later this afternoon. As we go through the evening hours, some of that wants to rotate in from the north into Columbia County, into eastern parts of Dane County. Can't rule out a spotty shower here and there. Nothing widespread, but noticing these temperatures continue to drop into the mid-30s waking up tomorrow morning. I think we'll get into more sunshine tomorrow, but still not going to be warming up a whole lot. Temperatures only getting to near 50. We are calling for the next 2 weeks. This will carry us basically toward the end of October with above average temperatures across much of the country, excluding parts of the Pacific Northwest. 49 in Madison, where they've seen some sun. It's a little bit warmer there in Janesville at 54. 48 right now in the Dells, 45 currently in Camp Douglas, 50 right now in Watertown and across Dane County, 50 right now in Sun Prairie and also Cottage Grove, while it's 49 currently in Mount Horeb and Perry. Our first warning forecast looking at some widely scattered late day showers into the evening. 50 tomorrow, 56 on Wednesday. These overnight lows, though, flirting with freezing right through Thursday morning. Then we'll get out of that. We'll get into some warmer temperatures, 60s, then low to mid 70s this weekend. Plenty of sunshine as well.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, today Howard has a new twist on stuffed peppers in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Has this ever happened to you? You serve a dish that you haven't made in a while, and everyone says, "This is fantastic." You really need to make it more often. The reason you don't, it's a lot of work. But I bet if there was a way that you could make it that had all the taste without all the work, you would. So let me show you what I mean with our unstuffed stuffed pepper casserole. We begin by sauteing some chopped green pepper along with an onion in a bit of vegetable oil until they're tender. Once they are, we add in some ground beef and cook it until it's browned. After draining off the drippings, we stir in a can of tomato sauce, a good amount of rice, some mozzarella cheese, and a handful of spices. Now, rather than stuffing this into peppers like we normally would, we spoon it into a casserole dish and pop it in the oven. Right before serving, we finish it off with more cheese, and when it's melted, it's time to call the troops to the table. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our unstuffed stuffed pepper casserole. Yep, it's got all the taste of stuffed peppers without all the hassle. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a really simple way for you to say, "Ooh, it's so good."
Ahead at noon, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and gardening questions. You can email those questions to tips@channel3000.com, and we'll get the answers next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Building that middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency. Compare that to Trump. He fights for himself and his billionaire friends. He intends to enact a national sales tax, the Trump tax, that would raise prices on middle-class families by $4,000 a year. Instead of a tax hike, we will pass a middle-class tax cut that will benefit more than 100 million Americans.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Stanton Optical believes eye care should be affordable. Right now, for only $135, you get 2 pairs of progressives, plus all this. All that costs over $200 everywhere else. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical, easy's our thing. Welcome to Too Good to Guess. Can you guess how much 2 pairs of progressives, a free eye exam, and anti-glare lens upgrade will cost at Stanton Optical? Only $135? Wow, a deal so good, every customer wins. Book your eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Happy anniversary!
Join us for our anniversary sale.
And help us celebrate.
We're having our biggest sale of the year with savings throughout the showroom.
Where you can save big.
And you can save big.
You can save big. You can save big.
On quality home furnishings throughout the showroom.
Join us for our anniversary sale.
Wanakee Furniture ETC. Bringing quality homes since 1996.
If you're about to replace your roof, stop. There's a solution about 80% less expensive. 9 out of 10 roofs can be saved by RoofMax. Guaranteed to extend the life of your current roof by 5 to 15 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. RoofMax's deep penetrating power restores flexibility and water protection. Nobody wants to replace their roof. Restore it instead with RoofMax for 80% less. Call now for a free roof inspection.
Well, welcome back at noon. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. Remember, you can email them to tips@channel3000.com. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
How are you liking the chilly weather out there?
I do love this kind of
weather.
weather.
I do too. It's like nice to snuggle up in. It's nice, crisp. It smells good outside.
Put the flannel sheets on.
Yes.
Switch your wardrobe over from summer to winter.
Yes.
All good things.
I'm loving it. What do we got here in front of us?
So this is a cyclamen, and we used to get these just as holiday plants. But they've become more and more popular because the flowers last longer than, say, an amaryllis does or a paperweight, and they're much easier to care for than a poinsettia, other traditional holiday plants. And they have these great flowers in different colors, usually reds, purples, pink, white, but they have just tons of buds inside of here, so they have a really long bloom period. And when they're not blooming, they're this beautiful variegated foliage. They will take a little bit of indirect light, and they also like it a little chilly. So if you like your house a little cooler, that's hard to have, say, poinsettias. They don't like those kinds of conditions. So you get a lot of flower power, and that's more adaptable in your house at the holidays.
It's crazy that we're talking about the holiday season already. But I mean, it's
I've already
right around the
decorated
corner.
like, I don't know, like 15 Christmas trees.
I get it.
So
I'm like a
all over
November
it.
1st person, so we're only a couple of weeks away. All right, let's get to the questions. First off, we want to start with Deb. Deb wants to know if there's any way to overwinter, how do you say that, mandevilla?
Mandevilla, some people call it mandevilla. Depends on if you like to combine those double L's and say it sort of in a Spanish way, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
So, and a grapevine in a container. Okay, so a mandevilla is a tropical plant, and it's going to want to stay in that container and bring it in your house. Put it in a fairly sunny spot, let it dry between waterings, and just keep it through the winter, and then put it back outside when it's warm. Grapevines, however, if you're going to keep it in the container, I would either put it in a really protected spot in your garden or sink the container right into the ground. That is a plant that needs a dormancy period, so it'll be fine outdoors.
All right, question 2 from Diane. When should she trim her lavender plant back, and by how much?
So lavenders are a little bit trickier. I would take off any of the spent flowers that are on there, But sometimes if we have a mild winter, it might be partially evergreen. So I would leave the rest of it and then do any pruning or trimming of it in the spring. Just make sure that it is in a spot that gets really good drainage. They don't like wet feet.
All right, question 3. Ronald asks, is there a secret to growing 4 o'clocks from seeds?
I don't think so. I think that they take a little bit of time for them to germinate, so be a little patient with that. But they're a really old-fashioned plant, and I think that if you have them in your garden and you let them go to seed in your garden, they will re-sprout from the new seeds quite nicely. So patience and perhaps maybe a little bit of a chill period to get those seeds to germinate more efficiently.
All right, next question comes from Linda, and Linda sent us like 6 pictures. We're going to go right through them. So she's wondering what's on her treasured magnolia right here.
So I looked at this, Linda, and the picture is not in really good focus, but what I'm suspecting, if it's what you're seeing on the leaves, it looks like a little powdery mildew. But if you have some sort of structure on it that looks kind of like a weird pine cone, that is the seed pod for the magnolia flowers.
And then she's wondering if she can keep her succulents over winter.
Succulents are going to want to be in the ground over the winter. So just like we were talking about the grapevine, either dig them out of the pot and put them in the ground, or I noticed they're in that cute little sort of baskety thing. You probably don't want to sink that in the ground, so I would just plant them.
And then false indigo, does she keep these the way they are or cut them back over the winter?
You'll want to cut those back. That's a prairie type perennial, very long lives. Just cut that back to the ground.
And then she's wondering if she can save these over the winter.
And that is a tropical hibiscus. So yes, you can save that over the winter, but you're going to want to move that inside in a sunny spot. Let it dry between waterings. Don't be surprised if it drops a bunch of leaves and any flower buds that it already has. That is typical for hibiscus when you move them indoors.
It is nice to see the photos. Thank you, Linda. Patty asks, I have several northern redbuds that have popped up in rock walls and would like to transplant them if possible. What's the best way to get them out of the rocks without disrupting the roots? Also, there are many seeds that she's collected as not to self-seed. When is the best time to plant them?
So I would say that what you're going to want to do for the seeds that you have is put them in a place where you want them to actually grow. As those Columbus strain redbuds get established, they have a lot of pods and a lot of seeds. I would concentrate on those, and the ones that are in your rock wall will be really tricky to get out without disturbing the roots. So do what you can to sprout the seeds that you've collected and just eradicate the little ones that are in your rock wall.
Awesome. I'm jealous of your turtleneck. That looks nice and cozy today.
I should have worn tights, though.
Yeah, seriously. Lisa, as always, thanks so much. Let's go to Kelly with the final check of your forecast.
Yeah, it is a chilly day. Definitely need the heavier jacket today and also tomorrow. But we are looking at some warmer weather. Can't rule out a spotty shower. You see on our future track, most of these rotating in from the north, mainly from Madison areas to the east. You can see these into the evening hours with that northerly flow continuing to usher in some cold temperatures. Down to 35 tonight. We're 50 tomorrow with more sunshine expected. Down to 30 come Wednesday morning. That'll be the coldest morning, so below freezing. Still near freezing come Thursday morning, so several nights you want to cover those plants, protect them. Then we're back in the 60s later in the week, and 70s return this weekend. Lots of sunshine for both Saturday and Sunday. And really, after today, not much chance of rain.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Make it a great afternoon. We'll see you back here tomorrow.